I don't understand. I was having a fever. That was why I mistakenly agreed to the Aburi Accord. Now, I hope you go and they talk. I beg, if you don't have anything to say, why are you going for interviews or talking rubbish or just saying things that is annoying? You had fever. You now went to mistakenly agree to an accord. You are not okay. All these people, all these Agbalagba that are always lying. Very shameless set of people. Former head of state General Yakubu Gowon has said illness affected his role in the Smarten at the 1967 Aburi meeting, stating in a recent Arise TV interview that I was having a fever. That was why I mistakenly agreed to the Aburi Accord. If you had a fever, can't you stay in your house or go to the hospital to get treated first? Before you went to agree to an accord that doesn't make any sense. Now you are blaming fever. Hey, no be smart. And these people are so shameless. I don't understand. The remark has reopened debate over what was actually agreed in Ghana and why the deal collapsed. The Aburi Accord was reached on January 4 to 5, 1967 between Nigeria's federal government led by Gowon and Eastern Region representative led by Colonel Chukwuemeka Ojukwu. The way the man is even talking about something that has happened in the past is annoying because I just opening fresh one. What exactly is your problem? This Gowon, what exactly are you trying to achieve? Because I don't know your problem. You had fever. My God. The talks in Aburi, Ghana were meant to resolve the political crisis after the 1966 coup and the mass buying of Easterners in the north. The agreement proposed a loose confederation, greater regional autonomy, and required unanimous consent of the Supreme Military Council for major decisions. Gowon says the sickness prevented him from immediately challenging Ojukwu's public account of the meeting. In his autobiography and in recent comments, he argues that Ojukwu presented his own interpretation as the collective agreement. What Ojukwu said, therefore, merely conformed to his own personal agenda, not the agreed position at Aburi and not what the generality of Nigerians wanted, Gowon wrote. He maintains that the federal government acted in good faith after Aburi on March 17, 1967. He issued Decree No. 8, which he described as decentralizing the government completely and going further than the pre-1966 constitution. But he says Ojukwu rejected it when he saw it contained a no secession clause. According to Gowon, all other governors and SMC members present as Aburi later said Ojukwu's version did not reflect what was agreed. He claims the Eastern governor had merely amplified his personal contribution at the meeting. His incapacitation, he says, meant he could not issue a counter-statement as planned, allowing Ojukwu to set the narrative unchallenged. The failure of Aburi Accord is widely known as the key trigger for the Nigerian Civil War, which lasted from 1967 to 1970. Ojukwu's side argued the federal government reneged on the deal, while Gowon's camp said Ojukwu's interpretation would have weakened the federation beyond repair. Weakened the federation? How? Oh, this man, please can you keep your stories to yourself? I don't know the Yeye book that you are writing. The Yeye autobiography that you are writing. Now, Chimere says, you people will buy in just. Keep on having malaria. Useless fool. Hammond Ilonuba says, thunder will strike you and your lineage is still doing press up. Okay, thunder that will strike you and your lineage is still doing press up. Modra. Benjamin says, at your age, you're still telling lies. As in, it's so annoying because it's obviously telling lies. I don't even need to know about what happened in 1967 to 1970, but you're lying. Does this man don't have family? He needs to be cautioned by the way he speaks. He actually wrote a book. I don't know the kind of a book that he wrote. Now it's your turn. Fulani and your people like chicken and you are here lying. At your age, what you should be doing is asking God for mercy. Now what for you had fever. Now that fever, they even the best now. Ignatius says, Mr. Gowon, many Nigerians today are aware that you were inexperienced during Biafra Nigerian crisis. Hence, Lagos greedy political actors at the time manipulated you in their quest for political power. If you recall, it was only your command that Biafrans were massacred like chicken. That unfortunate experience was the cause of the war. Melchizedek says, poverty is very bad, but too much money is even worse. So it was poverty that made Gowon or Gowon pretending all this while. as if he was remorseful and going about claiming he's praying for Nigeria. Now, some billions has entered his account via T.Y. Danjuma, Dangote and others through his book launch. And his true color has surfaced. Lie old man. He's lying, obviously. Nothing we no go here, IK, no be small thing. Sharon says even now General Gowon is still suffering from fever in his book presentation. Yes. Let him use the money that was generated from the book launch to know if he can cure that fever now before he goes with the fever to the spirit world. This spirit over there may likely not accept him with his yellow fever that is having up and down. And Bolabi says, I don't understand. Was it yellow fever or malaria fever? Let us know, sir, so that we can verify your story, because I don't understand. You have fever. Thank God. Someone says, now that fever go by you. Watch out. At Mohammed says, why will the government is to be decentralized? Wasn't the Igbo that centralized the government after the execution of non-Igbo massacre? What's this one saying? You're a big Aturu madman. At 90 years old, you're still lying. Your failure to implement the Aburi Accord resolutions led to the death of over 3 million Easterners. Their blood is on your head. I agree. Francis says, very unfortunate, May fever cost millions of lives and disintegration of the country till today. If this is true, the fever should have done it also, as in that fever suppose don't buy you go. Okay, Chuku says, it is well, what goes around comes around. It is your turn and the turn of your people to taste what the Biafrans tasted. Touch 405 says, a dishonest man, among other negative titles, is what you'll be remembered with. Felix Chodi says, Grandpa, beg, what do you think you're deceiving? If you had done the right thing, at least the story would have been different now. At his old age, even after being the architect of Nigeria's problem, you are still lying. So annoying. This old criminal was busy deceiving Nigerians and Igbos about being an evangelist, organizing crusade for many years, until Nnamdi Kanu marked him as a rogue, which he is, and immediately the noise about crusade stopped. Have you not wondered why he never talked about crusade anymore? A war criminal prepared by the criminal British. My only happiness today is that despite being used by the criminal British and Fulanis, today his people's lives in Nigeria is very, very pathetic. Igbos are far better than their people. As Michael said, this is only now in history. And I don't understand why he's bringing it up again inside his book. Like, what's your problem? Udo Kapi said, what was wrong is there was a secession clause on the agreement. Why are you afraid of Southeast leaving the first marriage? You get? They don't want to be part of Nigeria again. What was there? Now by force to be together, you buy a painful, vengeful death. Even the spirits will reject your corpse. Oh, my listeners, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Thank you for listening. See you some other time. Bye.